What would Haile Selassie I think about Ibrahim Traore? 1. Sovereignty and African unity. Selassie's view. Haile Selassie was a fierce advocate for African self-determination and unity. He fought Italian fascism, resisted foreign rule, and helped found the Organization of African Unity, OAU, now the AU. What he might see in Traore. Traore's anti-imperialist rhetoric, distancing from France and Western control, would likely resonate with Selassie's Pan-African ideals. Selassie might see Traore as a bold symbol of a new generation of African leadership reclaiming national dignity. Throughout history, it has been the inaction of those who could have acted, which has made it possible for evil to triumph. Haile Selassie I. Selassie would likely appreciate that Traore is acting, not just speaking. 2. Militarism versus constitutional order. Selassie's view. Selassie was a traditional monarch who valued structure, diplomacy, and international law. He was cautious with military power, preferring gradual reforms. What he might critique. Selassie may caution against military takeovers and the concentration of executive power, even with good intentions. He might warn that revolutions without institutional stability can collapse into cycles of authoritarianism. Selassie might ask, will Traore build lasting institutions, or only momentary resistance? 3. The role of youth and revolutionary zeal. Selassie's view. Haile Selassie often emphasized the youth as the future of Africa, responsible for continuing the struggle for justice and unity. What he might admire. Traore's youthful courage, clarity in challenging neo-colonial forces, and connection with the masses. Selassie might see him as part of the spirit of Thomas Sankara reborn, a continuation of revolutionary energy aimed at African self-liberation. 4. Spiritual and moral leadership. Selassie's view. Selassie believed in moral leadership rooted in spiritual values. As Ethiopia's elected god, he saw justice, humility, and service as a foundation of leadership. His concern might be, is Traore anchoring his leadership in ethics and spirituality, or is it driven by populist rage and reactive nationalism? Selassie might worry about ego, external manipulation, e.g., Russia, Wagner, and loss of moral clarity. 5. Pan-African diplomacy. Selassie's view. Haile Selassie consistently worked through African diplomatic channels, encouraging continental unity over isolation or nationalism alone. Assessment of Traore. Selassie might urge Traore to coordinate with other African nations, not just resist Western domination individually. He'd likely encourage Traore to help strengthen the African Union or create new multilateral systems rooted in African values and leadership. Small but diamond in summary. Haile Selassie, I would respect Ibrahim Traore's courage, acknowledge his challenge to neo-colonialism, and encourage him to pursue Pan-African unity, not just nationalist pride. Lead with justice and spiritual clarity, not just military strength. Build institutions that last beyond his lifetime. Stay focused on liberation with wisdom, not just revolution for revolution's sake. The problems of Africa can only be solved by Africans. His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie I.